time for RuPaul's Drag Race Season 10, Episode 11. It's top 5, woo! Monet Exchange is gone. My favorite part of probably the entire season is when I point a finger at Cameron Michaels and say, that was my girl, and you sent her home, bitch. After winning last week, I feel like I have some wind in my sails. Today's mini challenge, the Pancake Challenge. We have to make some interesting characters out of pancakes, brought to you by Brandon Voss and the Voss Brunches, and Aquaria and I, we look at each other like, reminders of homegirl, who's gonna go back first? I lean down into my pancake's ear and whisper, you'll never be good enough. And Cameron right next to me starts to just fucking lose it. We are coming apart. Time for the Maxi Challenge, the Evil Twin Challenge. Make two versions of ourselves, the good side and the negative side, the inner saboteur. Who is that demon voice inside that says, you can't do it? You know how some babies are born with their like organs on the outside of their chest? I don't have an inner saboteur. My saboteur is the outside girl. Did you ever see that cartoon Inside Out Boy? His organs are on the outside of his body.
That must have been like the 90s. They would not let that fly.
That was when you could have like Ren and Stimpy.
Oh yeah, that's
like
true.
Fucking each other with handsaws.
Yeah.
Like that was right. That's a real thing that happened. We sit out and talk to each other about what our weaknesses are. We are not lesbians, but this is a game of softball the house down. Vixen is not here, so are we telling the whole truth? Nope, too vague. I share I'm gonna miss that though. We didn't go in that hard. I wasn't like, you are a cunt. You have borderline personality disorder. That's really where we should have gone. And we were just kind of like, if only you would blah, blah, blah. The real meat of the episode is not in my interactions with other people, but in my interactions with myself. This was not a sewing challenge, but I was determined to do the actual most and sew a brand new outfit. I start, of course, with this beautiful garment by Yuha Hamasaki, and I've decided that I'm gonna create its exact opposite, completely black, sort of a Dracula meets Bride of Frankenstein nightmare. And I'm gonna crown it with a Bride of Frankenstein, Marge Simpson kind of do. Oh my god, this is like kind of emotional, right?
Yeah.
I talked about sirens so much.
I know.
Every single sewing machine is missing a part. All 7 studio cameras were right in my face. I was sitting on the floor screaming like, God damn! If I'm being honest, I cannot blame the sewing machine by itself. I was definitely having a fucking mental breakdown. This is where the other girls come in. They see what I'm doing and they give me advice that is either the shadiest advice of the season or the best. Eureka in particular is like, girl, stop beating yourself up. This is all about the inner saboteur. You have a great garment in your wardrobe. Just go for that one. Eureka gave me a dose of faith in myself that I needed, but there's also a part of me that was like, she was pushing the wrong decision. If you want to create an evil twin, it has to look like a matching evil twin. Eureka just happened to have 2 plaid schoolgirl clueless cosplay outfits available for some reason. Cameron, of course, she gathered up a bunch of materials and brought them back to the hotel to make an entire new matching outfit for the runway. I was like, girl, not me. Let me focus on making some beautiful Marie Antoinette hair for my Marie Antoinette outfit, and that's it. Since I made this decision, there were times that I was like, should I have brought a sewing machine home? But then I look at what Cameron did. It didn't really save him from the bottom 2, so something else was at play. It may have been the monologues. All of us had to record some monologues that were like, what praises do you save for yourself? What critiques are always nagging at you on the inside? I went as hard as I could. You're a copycat, you'll never be as good as your drag mother, your makeup's crap, you're ugly to begin with anyway. I think I went as hard as I could possibly go. Maybe the judges just hated me more than I hate myself, so they thought there were a few things missing. Anyway, so it's time for the motherfucking runway. As I was acting each character, I just thought about my good moods and my bad moods. When I am high on the attention of an audience, I have a giddy feeling to myself. That's what I use for my monologue as a good twin. As my evil twin, I spoke from those dark days when I draw the blinds and don't see or talk to anyone. On the show, you see the good twin and the evil twin come out at the same time. Obviously, that's not really how it happened. We walked walked the good twin first and the evil twin second. Between these two, we had about, 45 minutes to completely transform ourselves. For me, I guess that meant black eyebrows. Our good twin critiques came first. Michelle said something like my outfit was a visual orgasm. I was clearly an actress because the joy that I brought to the stage had an edge of anxiety and pathos to it as well. The only person whose critiques matched mine were Aquaria's, who was told that her outfits were not just like great, but possibly the greatest outfits on Drag Race ever. Needless to say, I walked off that runway thinking, damn, I may find myself in the very tippy top again. All I had to do was not fuck it up for the second runway, and it was a home run for Cracker. Unfortunately, Marie Antoinette lost her head in the second act. The judges did not like my second outfit. They said it looked like I had ordered it from Party City. They did not like Cameron's either. They thought that the outfits were a little too matchy-match. Meanwhile, let's all be honest with each other on this one. Asia and North Korea fucking murdered this one. Asia murdered this challenge so hard. She cut this challenge up into little pieces, put it in ice boxes, and sent it down the river. The body was never found. She serial killed this challenge. But if you have watched Drag Race faithfully, you know that it's time for this question. Who do you think should go home today? Cameron basically didn't answer. Let's skip that. Eureka said based on the critiques, Cracker should go home. Aquaria said Cameron should go home because she had been doing bad for a while. And Asia did not mince words. She said that I should go home not just because I did bad today, but because I was not a star. Dun dun dun! Nobody wants to hear something like that. I am not the vixen, so I did not have the clap back. Oh God, we go back into the Interior Delusions Lounge. Everybody's chitty 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 chang bang talking. You can see me in the background of Untucked, practicing my little heart out. I hate the song, but I still listen to it anyway because I am what? A professional. And I knew that the song dictated I do a nice, sexy lady dance, but that is not me. I am a comedy queen in New York City. It is my comedy queen behavior that brought me to the race, so god damn it, only my comedy queen behavior could save me on the main stage. I knew there was a possibility that the judges would hate my comic approach. They would think I wasn't being vulnerable, that I was not taking the moment seriously, but one of my mom's biggest fears was that if I went off into the land of television, I would forget who I was. It was my time to prove her wrong. We have just a moment to sit in the dark before Ru allows us out. I am standing right next to Asia, and I say, listen bitch, that hurt. At that moment, she said she felt bad, but time for Marie Antoinette to put her head on the block. The winner for today was Aquaria, but in the bottom two, Cameron Michaels, and for the first time in season 10, Miz Cracker. Maybe I'm fucked up, but I wasn't scared. Normally, queens take a moment to sit down while the cameras get all set up for the lip sync, but I was in fight mode, smiling up at the spotlights and waiting for my chance to show Ru and Asia that I was indeed a motherfucking star. Every single crew member was coming through the curtains at the back of the room to see the lip sync battle between Cameron and Miz Cracker. A beautiful woman named Ellen, a woman named Raina. They not only knew how to tie a corset, but how to untie a crippling anxiety. And then behind them both, Mish, the crazy lady with 4 scrunchies that sat with me through my confessionals every single day, always telling me, come on Cracker, show yourself, be yourself, prove yourself, love yourself. A giant camera on a dolly swings around both girls. Tick, 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 tick. It's motherfucking time. I know that Cameron has a soft heart, so I look over to her to draw my finger across my throat. I'm not afraid to intimidate Cameron right now because just a few minutes ago, we had cigarettes together outside and promised each other to end the whole thing with a hug. While Cameron works through his 8 counts, I am giving you cartwheels, white lady splits, death drops, and above all, the brand I promised you in episode 1, stupid. The crew brings a stool for Cameron to sit on and one for me as well. I say no. I'm gonna stand proud until the end of this thing. Ru has a decision. She leaves the room to deliberate. I'm standing on my little heels. I'm like, this is between me and God. And then the time has come. Ru says, Cameron, Shantae, you stay. Miz Cracker, sashay away. I give what Asia would hate, a very long speech. I say, I know that I shouldn't be smiling right now, but I have nothing to cry about. Back when Bob the drag queen found me on the street, I could think of nothing else but destroying myself. Now I have become a creative person who's literally saved by drag. Everyone says that I am not vulnerable, but sometimes the people that seem invulnerable are the most vulnerable. Eureka gives me a hug. I wrap my arms about like a quarter of a way around her and say, it's okay. Then Asia comes to give me a hug and I say, Asia, I will see you in hell. And then off I go. Leave the way I came in with a goddamn one-liner. Share, cockroaches, and cracker, damn it, bam! You saw Untucked, I was running around complaining about Asia, bemoaning Monet exchange. When I was leaving, I had so many suitcases that I slipped and fell and just completely ate shit. And I was lying there and I was like, it's okay if you use this. I'm not embarrassed. And in the months that would come, there were weeks and weekends where I felt so crushed I couldn't get out of bed. But this is what I want to leave you with. After I was eliminated from Drag Race, I went home to New York City, and on the first day I legally could, I started my gigs. Also, I'm just gonna level with you. I suffered a big personal loss today, and I don't want to get too deep into it, but I did a video shoot at the WoW Studios, and that shoot led right into this. If you learn anything from me, it is that nothing should stop you from doing your work. If you love what you do not let death, heartbreak, or an elimination stop you. I'm gonna miss looking at you guys through the television screen, but I know you are definitely not gonna send any hate to Asia or Cameron. If you really believe in Miz Cracker, then you will certainly believe that she can fight her own battles. Don't worry, you can still catch me, cause there's one more review with a Jew. All right.